enjoy a super production shot on more than 20 cameras using the latest technology. It's not fiction, it's not a thriller, it's something much bigger. And after 90 seasons, the excitement is still intact in La Liga Santander and La Liga Smart Bank. It's not football, it's La Liga.
There are games you'd like to win and there are games you simply have to win. And this is, make no mistake, a must-win game for the hosts today. Huesca, bottom of the table, with a real chance to narrow the gap on the teams above them as they host a Granada team who maybe have other things on their minds. Huesca in last place, but playing quite well at the moment. They were unlucky to lose at Sevilla last week. They were unlucky to lose to Real Madrid the week before that, so they're feeling pretty confident, and they are playing today a Granada team that is essentially their reserves. They were in action on Thursday night against Napoli in the Europa League, got a heroic 2-0 victory in that first leg, so they are without doubt, even though they will deny it, of course, they are very much with one eye on the second leg, which takes place next Thursday. And as a result, what we're going to see today is a very much changed Granada side. 9 changes from the team that started against Napoli, and some pretty unfamiliar faces in this Granada starting lineup. But they have tremendous spirit and togetherness and organisation, and despite all those changes, they will be anything but an easy team for Huesca to overcome today. But overcome them, Huesca must. They really must. Time is starting to run out. There is, of course, a lot of games to go still. And at Huesca, 5 points adrift in last place. However, if they do win this one, they then can look forward to another massive game next weekend at Eibar, with the knowledge that by this time next week they could be out of the relegation zone. But this a game, as I say, that Huesca simply have to win, and that's the feeling you get with all the talk coming out of the home team camp. The manager Pacheta only recently arrived, stressing the importance of playing well and doing the right things above the outcome, but just with the undertones, you know that Huesca feel this is an opportunity for them against a Granada team who are unfamiliar to each other, with many changes that we will run through very shortly when we go through the full starting lineups. And the sheer accumulation of games, the mental fatigue that is creeping into Granada. Difficult for them to maintain their high level that they have set for themselves with their brilliant last couple of years. And so Huesca, absolutely everything to play for today, as they go in search of only their 3rd win of the season. We're live at El Alcoraz. Massive game in this La Liga Santander season for Huesca. They win it, they really will be right back in the race to stay up. A defeat here today would be psychologically a hammer blow, because they know it is a game that presents them with a big opportunity. So that's enough of the scene setting. We're nearly ready for the action. A remarkable job being done by Granada again this season. We see there in shot Antonio Puertas, who is celebrating his birthday today, 29 today. He'd like to celebrate 3 points to go with it. And here is the Huesca lineup. 3 changes from the side that started against Sevilla last week. Pablo Insua comes back into defence for the injured Gaston Silva. David Ferrero starts in midfield, and Dani Escriche is preferred up front to Shinji Okazaki, so he will partner the very much in form Rafa Mir. The two captains meet at midfield, Jorge Pulido and Victor Diaz. And we see the VAR booth led by Isidro Diaz de Mera. And now this much changed Granada lineup. Rui Silva, there's a familiar face in goal. And then the back four features Nehuen Perez, only starting his 4th game, youngster on loan from Atletico Madrid. Victor Diaz, the veteran, only his 2nd start of the season. He's had injuries to deal with. Fede Vico into midfield for only his 3rd game of the season. Adrian Marin making only his 2nd appearance for Granada after signing from Alaves in mid-season. And 2 new faces in attack, Domingos Quina and Alberto Soro, both getting their league debuts for Granada. Quina will be the attacking midfielder in support of Soro and Antonio Puertas. We'll see with the numerous changes that Granada have made today exactly who is going to be playing where. There is some potential for things to be different from the graphics that we saw, and initially it looks like Puertas is going to be the centre forward, which is a change for starters. He's normally a winger. It looks like Dimitri Fourquier is playing in midfield, which is something he does fairly regularly. Victor Diaz at right back, and that would mean Adrian Marin at left back, not the midfield position we had on the graphic. So we'll settle on exactly how Granada are playing. One thing we know is that Huesca are in a back 3, something they've done since the arrival of Pacheta just over a month ago. That 3 consisting of Jorge Pulido, the captain, finding now Dimitrios Siovas, the Greek, and now Pablo Insua, the back 3, all getting a touch early on. Siovas to Insua. The wing-backs are Pablo Maffeo, he is on the ball, and Javi Galan having a great season on the left-hand side for Huesca. Huesca will no doubt spend these first couple of minutes or so just working out exactly what they're up against today, with all the changes in personnel and the uncertainty over the shape of Granada. They'll just want to work out exactly what the visitors are doing and how they're doing it. We can see it's the back 4, German Sanchez partnered by Nehuen Perez. Marin there from left back playing the ball forward. Looks like Yanateki is partnered by Domingos Quina, who's playing a little deeper than we perhaps thought he might. There is Pacheta, the Huesca coach, in his 6th game in La Liga. 1 win, 1 draw and 3 defeats, but the performances have been better than that. That's been the case for Huesca all season, though. Here's Maffeo coming forward, Ferrero making the run ahead of him. Ferrero holds it up and cross is deflected. Puertas getting back to help out defensively. One back by a combination of Pulido and Mikel Rico, and then that's a foul. Conceded by Soro, the 21-year-old former Real Zaragoza player who's been a regular on the field for Granada this season. Had 11 appearances in La Liga from the bench for Diego Martinez, but this is his first start. So Javi Galan goes over to take the set piece. It's a blustery day at El Alcoraz. Might make defending these aerial balls a little more tricky. It's Ferrero who plays it in. It's a good ball and it bounces wide. Not far at all from the opening goal, and I think it was Escriche who maybe didn't know too much about it as it bounced in front of him and just wide. Granada couldn't defend it well. It was actually, Escriche, who couldn't quite anticipate the bounce of the ball, but it was played into a really dangerous area by Ferrero, another one who's having a good season for Huesca. Often plays in a wide position. Looks like he's going to be more central today, bursting forward from midfield. Now Fulquier. Mikel Rico spreads it out to the right-hand side. Good ball for Maffeo. Huesca looking to control things early on. Just looking at that Granada lineup, it looks like a 4-2-3-1. The defence, as we said, then the double pivot in midfield as Rui Silva comes out. The double pivot of Yaneteki and Domingos Quina, with Federica just in front of them. And Fulquier, Soro, right and left respectively, with Puertas up front. Here's Adrian Marin coming forward from left back. Recent signing from Alaves. Now Soro. Here's Vico. Sends in a dangerous cross. Puertas can't control it at the near post. Ferrero winning the throw. Or did he concede the throw? I think he conceded the throw. Nice bit of skill early on from Domingos Quina, the 21-year-old full debutant. Joined on loan from Watford on deadline day. Federico with the nutmeg into the area, trying to hold off the challenge of Maffeo, who did well to win the goal kick for Huesca. Federico, another one who hasn't seen much football at all this season. This is only his third start. And so all these Granada players, of course the other side of them, as I've talked about, not being regulars in the starting 11, is that they feel they have a point to prove. People like Federico want more playing time, as does Quina. A debutant with a forceful run, but just too heavy on the touch. Run back by Fulquier. Soro up to Puertas. Nice take by Vico. Well wide for the skipper, Victor Diaz. Yaneteki back to him. Granada do have injury problems to go with the fatigue that Diego Martinez is trying to juggle. They've got two important strikers out at the moment, Luis Suarez and Roberto Soldado. They're both missing from today's game, as is Jesus Vallejo, central defender, and Luis Milla, the midfielder. They've still got a very good bench for today's game. Regular starters like Darwin Machis, Domingos Duarte, Carlos Neva, Yangel Herrera, Jorge Molina, all of them on the bench today, and more. Here's Soro. Turns away from Maffeo. Good ball as well to Quina. Steps onto his right foot. He's going to shoot. Oh, what a goal! What a goal! What a strike that is from Domingos Quina. He's looked bright from the opening whistle, and that is a way to mark your full debut in La Liga. As soon as he stepped onto his right foot, you knew what he wanted to do. He was opening up the shot, and he hit it brilliantly. The debutant loanee from Watford with a special goal, giving him reason to always remember his first start in La Liga. Ghosted into space on the edge of the area, easily stepped away from his man. I think it was Jaime Seoane he beats here. And then the shot left Alvaro Fernandez with absolutely no chance. Brilliant strike, one of the goals of the weekend for sure. And this Granada team, Every time you doubt them or question them, Diego Martinez's men have an answer. Today it was, well, look at all those changes. They're thinking about the Europa League. They're playing Napoli in a few days, trying to advance to the next round. In less than 10 minutes they take the lead. And they're on the attack again now. Soro back to Yaneteki. Poor cross. Mikel Rico can clear. Looking long for Rafa Mir. Germán Sanchez is under it. Marin has it charged down by Ferrero, out for the throw-in. Now here's Soro running on, looking for a goal on his full debut as well. He's well challenged though, and Javi Galan with the forceful run. Wayward pass though, cut out by Marin. And Kina with the ball back into the defence. Here is the goal scorer again. Here's Ateki holding off the challenge of Sewani, striding forward to find Puertas. Fede Vico now. First time cross from Marin, should be the keepers, and Alvaro comes off his line to gather. So a psychological challenge for Huesca now. All the positive vibes they'll have been talking themselves into before the game will find themselves questioned now by that early goal. Rafa Mir trying to make something happen on the edge of the area, but runs through to Rui Silva. There's been so much expectation for Huesca coming into this game to be trailing this early. There's a psychological challenge for them to overcome. Pacheta, very passionate and positive person. He certainly won't be throwing in the towel on this game yet. Needed players to keep the kind of positive attitude they'll need to get back into it. We saw yesterday how that can sometimes not happen, how a goal can damage the morale of a team. With the game, Valladolid against Real Madrid, as soon as Real Madrid went ahead, Valladolid seemed to know they weren't going to get anything out of the game. The level of play sank dramatically after conceding, and it was psychological as much as anything else. That's the challenge that Huesca have to overcome. Now, at least they have got a lot of time to get back into it. Trying to do so down the right with Maffeo, sending in a decent looking cross. Mir is good in the air, bounces down and whacked away by Germán Sanchez. Insua nodding down. Sewani gets there first to find Galan. Now Mikel Rico. Pulido. Maffeo, not with much support. Lays it back to Pulido. Angled cross. Keeper comes, doesn't get there, and it's somehow over the top, but a whistle's being blown. Not sure of the decision. Dani Escriche is down on the floor after colliding with Rui Silva. And Huesca believe they should have a penalty, but they haven't got one. Let's see the replay. As the ball came in, well, Escriche was very unlucky not to score. His header lofting against the crossbar, and then he was taken out by Rui Silva. After he'd made contact with the ball, it didn't disturb his attempt to turn the ball goalwards.
but he certainly was caught pretty heavily by the Granada keeper, and the VAR official, Isidro Díaz de Mera, called into play now. He'll be looking at those images. We can see it's left him bloodied, and I think we're going to have a penalty here because the referee, Sotogrado, has been called over to review this, and I'm assuming normally when you get this referee called to look at the evidence, it means that the VAR official believes the original call should be overturned, and if a penalty is given, it's not because he was fouled while he put the header in towards goal, but because of the dangerous play by the goalkeeper. He didn't impede the attempted shot, but he did go in very hard and recklessly, and it is a penalty, and I think that's the right decision. He left Dani Escriche bloodied, and he's getting a yellow card for it as well, Rui Silva. And so what a chance now for Huesca to get quickly back on level terms. They've only had one penalty all season. It was taken and scored by Javi Ontiveros, who's not on the field at the moment, a substitute. Looks like Rafa Mir is going to take this one. See Escriche there caught full in the face by Rui Silva. After sending the ball on target, blood was drawn. He was very unlucky not to score anyway with the ball hitting the bar, but I think the right decision has been reached, and that's a great use of VAR. Very difficult for the referee to see in real time what happened because the collision of bodies, but the VAR official, Isidro Díaz de Mera, was able to help him out, and pretty quickly the decision was reached. The delay has more been for the treatment. And so now Rafa Mir with a massive moment for Huesca. He's got 6 goals so far this season. Can he get his team back on level terms today? It's a big run-up from the big striker, who's got a powerful strike on him. And he's hit the post, he's hit the post. And Huesca stay behind. What a sickener for them. They hit the woodwork in consecutive actions. Firstly, the header from Escriche, that had it gone in, of course, the penalty wouldn't have been needed. And then the very next touch of the ball, Rafa Mir, with the penalty, could not convert. He went for power. I said he's a powerful striker. He just went up, hit it hard towards the corner. Too close to the corner. And Huesca will probably feel that little episode typifies their luck so far this season, or lack of it. They could have scored with the original header that hit the bar, and then the penalty, they hit the post. Unbelievable. Let off for Diego Martinez's men. No, Pacheta, in the pre-game interview he gave, and now before kick-off, the Huesca manager saying, I just hope we play well, we have the right attitude, because then good things happen, and I hope we get a bit of luck. Well, it's not gone his way yet. Long ball into the area here to deal with, and in the end Siovas is able to win the goal kick by knocking it against the opponent, Federico. And it's Huesca. Well, I talked about the psychological challenge they face after falling behind early. Now they've got the additional mental blow of missing a penalty to deal with. Rafa Mir, no doubt, will be just more determined to score his next chance. Here's Escriche, who won the penalty, and he's penalised here as he, in the process of making the pass, caught the opponent. I think it was Alberto Soro. Yeah, it was Soro who was brought down. There, made contact with ball and man at more or less the same time. Escriche. Soro back on his feet. Granada trying to apply pressure as Huesca play out from the back. It's Jaime Seoane, dangerous pass, just about finds Fede Vico, but Huesca not playing their way out easily here. Good pressing from Granada, and they eventually win the ball. Soto can't keep it as his header inside doesn't find Vico. Now Galan. Closed down by the goal scorer Kina, whose strike still separates the teams. Here's the miss again from Rafa Mir. Such a tough one for Huesca to take. It's been an eventful start to the game. When the teams met in December, it was one of the games of the season, finished as a 3-3 draw. Huesca were leading that one 3-1 with 2 minutes to go. And Granada came back with a couple of late goals from set pieces and then nearly even won the game. The very last kick of the game was a shot by Jorge Molina against the post. Post featuring prominently in duels between these two. Here's Kina winning the ball. Ferrero claiming he was fouled, not given. Fede Vico onto Puertas, it gets away from him. Cleared by Siovas, Mir giving chase. It's back to Rui Silva. Here's Galan. Always enterprising down the left-hand side. Trying to get the cross in, whips it to the far post. It's kept in by the other wing-back, Maffeo, who volleys it back in. Almost back to Galan. Almost a very intricate 1-2. Now it is Galan, found by Mikel Rico. Ball played into Escriche at the near post, and he can't make anything of it. Danny Escriche, who won that penalty, actually was part of 2 promotions last season. You see again the goal from Kina, brilliantly struck. Player with an interesting past, Domingos Kina. He was born in Guinea-Bissau but moved to Portugal at a young age. Then as a teenager headed over to England to join West Ham. Never made their first team. And moved on to Watford. Been in and out of Watford side this season before now heading to Granada. He is a youth international for Portugal. So he's had an eventful career already, and a highlight of it today with that opening goal. His pass now over to Marin. Fede Vico. That's given away by Yanateki. Rafa Mir onto it. Takes on the shot, hits it well, but Rui Silva alert to the fact that Rafa Mir might shoot early. That's something he does like to do. He doesn't waste time in getting his shots in, the big forward. Another one on loan from an English club. He's with Huesca from Wolves. And Rui Silva will have known that when Rafa Mir gets the ball, Rafa Mir likes to shoot. He was ready for that quick release. Free kick given to Granada midway through an opening period that has flown by so far. Good stop by Rui Silva. Free kick played short and now in towards the far post. Back across goal by Puertas, and there was a split second of hesitation by Alvaro before he gathered, and now the kick downfield. Good turn by Kina. foul on Soro. David Ferreiro making the foul. He's not really been able to get into the game too much as yet, Ferreiro. He's a talented player. Excellent delivery into the area. Header away by Pulido. Here's Kina. Header on by Puertas. Can't be kept by Vico. Mikel Rico and Seoane opening it up for Galan. Looking crossfield for Ferreiro. Header by Marin. On the balance of play, it's a pretty even game so far. Neither team really has control. Both teams showing a lot of intent coming forward. Huesca, of course, have to do so, especially now they're trailing, but Granada definitely haven't just come here to defend. They're always such a positive team. Been brilliantly led by Diego Martinez over the last couple of years. Forced on the back foot here by Galan. Back to Pablo Insua. Seoane to Pulido. Now Maffeo sends in the cross, met by Germán Sanchez. Maffeo looks like he's winding up a long throw. Siovas has gone forward to try and flick it on. It doesn't reach him. Seoane nods it back in towards the area. Fulquier with the header away. Galan with a very ambitious shot from a long way out. And an easy save for Rui Silva, who looks downfield to launch a quick counter. Bounces through for Fede Vico. Takes it in his stride and very nearly releases the pass to Puertas. Put out by Insua, and here's Mikel Rico. Galan heading down the left, but Victor Diaz in position to intercept. And the cross is a dangerous one, met by Siovas, gathered by Alvaro Fernandez. Galan. He was fouled as he tried to get away from Fulquier. How big a moment will that prove to be in Huesca's season? A reminder, they're coming into this game 5 points adrift at the bottom. But despite that, they have been playing well enough all season. Just since the arrival of Pacheta, they've delivered a lot of performances where they could have easily got more points than they ended up with. They've been playing well enough to give optimism that they can still drag themselves out of the bottom. And as I said, they could quite easily be out of the bottom three by this time next week. If they can win this one, then they travel to Eibar, who would only be 2 points above them. If they win that one as well, could be a very different picture very soon for Huesca. First, they've got to come back here. It's Ferreiro. Finds Pulido. Maffeo, 5 in the middle. Cross blocked by Marin. Header away from Yaniteki, doesn't go very far. Rafa Mir finds Galan, still got plenty forward. The cross improvised with the outside of the left foot, cleared as far as Ferreiro. Bustled off the ball by Puertas, and the counter-attack could be on now. Quina to Federico. Now the ball just played behind Soro. Now for the throw-in. Quina's 8th-minute goal, separating the teams. His first in La Liga and his first start. Came on as a substitute for the last 11 minutes against Atletico. Last week for his debut. Made a mark today for sure, as Federico mishits the cross. The half-hour mark is reached. Inside for Seoane. Over to Galan. Insua for Pulido. Bit of space opens up ahead of him. He's not the type to take on a shot there, but he does find Ferrero, and now it's the equaliser. It's powered in by Escriche. After the initial effort took a deflection, it fell kindly to him. And Huesca now do get back on level terms. How they needed that. And really, on the balance of play today, you'd say they deserve it as well. Will that be a turning point, not just in this game, but for their season? Dani Escriche getting his first goal of the season. And it's a huge one. Ferrero did well to turn. The shot was blocked. Fell nicely for Escriche, wasn't the cleanest of strikes, but the way he hit it into the ground then made it bounce over Rui Silva, who'd already dived for it. So maybe a little fortunate that that bounce on the ball left Rui Silva helpless, but Huesca will not care at all how it went in, only that it went in. And it's game on now. This one living up to the entertainment we saw when the teams met in December. 3-3 then. Well, more or less on target for that again now. A third of the way through, one apiece. Granada looking to come forward again. Quina, their goal scorer. Looks like he's fouled. There he is by Ferrero, who apologises. And talked a lot about Huesca today and their urgent need for the points, but that's not to suggest for 1 second that Granada don't care. They very much want the win as well. They've suffered for form in recent weeks in La Liga. 2 draws and 3 losses to slip down the table, but they're still in the top half. A win today would send them into 8th position above Levante, and it would leave them only 3 points behind 6th place Real Betis. So they've got an enormous amount to play for as well, and you know that Diego Martinez isn't simply going to say, well done lads, good season so far. And so, yes, of course, Huesca need the win, but Granada quite fancy it too. And they have a free kick here. It's a long way out. The shot is taken on, comfortable save for Alvaro, always behind that. Have to be something very special from that far out, and although Federico struck it pretty well, not well enough to trouble Alvaro. Is the youngest regular keeper in La Liga at the age of 22. There's Mikel Rico. Galan put under pressure. Probably the sensible thing for Huesca to go back to the keeper. Ferrero. Huesca looking to build on the momentum given them by that equalising goal. Galan always full of intent with his running on the ball. Now works over for Maffeo. Now it's Ferrero. Sends in the cross just behind Mir. And Fulquier has a little bit of time on the ball. A rare commodity in this game. Vico can't control. So Arnie wants to take the throw quickly. Well, I mentioned it was the first goal of the season for Dani Escriche. It's actually his first ever goal for Huesca as well. He didn't score for them in 15 appearances the first half of last season before he was sent on loan to Elche, where he did get on the target a few times and helped them win promotion. So he was part of 2 promotions last season, with his parent club and his loan club, Huesca and Elche, both going up. At Elche, he was under the management of Pacheta, who he now finds himself led by again.